Okay. Good morning. As Linda mentioned, my name is Noor, and I'm here on behalf of Magenta. Magenta is a project that focuses on parents and families, but especially on parents with a child between birth and 25 years old with disabilities or severe chronic disease. We have a team of 5 part-time working people, and we have nowadays 14 parents who conduct groups of other parents all over Flanders, that's the Dutch-speaking part of Belgium, and in Brussels. So we have 14 parents, and they are all experts by expertise. Experts by experience, I'm sorry. Because we all have a child with special needs. Myself, I fell down the stairs with my baby girl when she was 3 months old, and she has brain damage and a physical disability. Now she's 32, and so we had a journey with ups and downs, as you all know. Because when you have a child with special needs, that is also special demanding of the parents and the siblings and the child itself. Because when I have 2 daughters, life for Nela was more intense, more complex. It still is nowadays. She had a baby herself 1.5 years ago, but she cannot take care of the child a whole day long. So even in being a mom, she's very happy that she can be a mom, but it's not that simple to cope with everything and to do all the things a baby needs. So I am a grandmom with, I'm very, very, I like to take care of the baby and to share with my daughter the caring. What we do with Magenta, we have a program for parents, and we have 2 different types of programs. We focus for the children between birth and 14 years old on the work-life care balance of the parents. And then we have, since I think 3 years, for parents with children upon 15 years and the transition to adulthood, we have special programs. Because when the child leaves education, it starts again. But with a lot of opportunities, you can think very freely, and maybe some dreams that cannot be met when you're at school, maybe it's possible after school. So it's really exciting, but also sometimes very hard transition period. We made some toolboxes that parents can use, but that also professionals can use in accompanying families. And we have the training for professionals. And sometimes from the government, they ask us to do a research project to advise on the family quality of life when there is a child with special needs. For the parents of children between birth and 14 years old, we focus on care work-life balance of the parents.
I think you're being attacked.
So I won't say it twice. Yeah. For the parents of children between birth and 14 years old.
Is that from you?
It's what I said.
Go ahead.
For the parents of children between birth and 14 years old,
we focus on
care work-life balance of the parents, and we took a managerial point of view because there is a lack of time, energy and
it's important
bank.
to lever the resilience of the parents.
Uh,
So we found some ideas in time management principles, and we work on that with parents. For sharing care, we have a look at delegation skills, and for partnerships with professionals, we were inspired by meeting skills. We organize
ignored that
workshops
lady.
4 times 2.5 hours in Flanders and in Brussels, in Belgium.
There's nothing else playing. No, we don't want the laptop. We don't want the laptop volume down.
For the parents of children between birth and 14 years old, we focus on care work-life balance of the parents, and we took a managerial point of view because there is a lack of time, energy, and it's important to lever the resilience of the parents. So we found some ideas in time management principles, and we work on that with parents. For sharing care, we have a look at delegation skills, and for partnerships with professionals, we were inspired by meeting skills. We organize workshops 4 times 2.5 hours in Flanders and in Brussels, in Belgium.
So many years. So it is trying to find some people yes, doing everything without me. Maybe I can leave the room. And so for sharing care, we thought of delegation. It's a kind of delegation. How do managers do it, and how can you do it as a parent? And also meetings with professionals at hospital, at school. It's a kind of meeting setting. So we can use some meeting skills to get in contact with other people. Now I was said that it is a very strong group, so I am doing now in 3/4 of an hour what we normally do in 10 hours. No, I just have a selection of some things that I can. I think a lot of people have an issue with time. Who of you has enough time? You have the time, so
I'm not short in time.
you're not sure.
No.
Okay.
Sometimes I am, but just adjust.
During lunch, sit next to him. Brilliant ideas, because we see that sometimes it's a bit about choices. Making choices, but you have to have the opportunity to make a choice. For example, when you're a single parent, you don't have the same choice as when you're a couple. And so each situation, each family, and each person is very different. And you have to make your own choices. And we just give some ideas. Because if you think of time, then you see the clock, but we have another concept of time. It is a necklace, and this necklace is 24 hours. It's not just as the clock. You cannot just, I'm a bit short of time today, give me 2 more hours. Doesn't work. And also this chain is 24 hours. You cannot chain it. But on the chain, the necklace, there are, what do you call it in English? Beads. And so every bead is 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1/4 of an hour. So it is a chain of moments in which you do different things. And that's our key thinking about time. And you can always also consider it, for example, this is sleep. Which of you who has more than 8 hours sleep a night or you don't? You can do right. So sometimes also get enough time to sleep is an issue. And then we have to have a look and search for little periods of time so that you can add 1 more hour to sleep every night. But there is, I have some bad news. You have to dismiss something else. And a lot of parents, and also a lot of people with disabilities or with a disease, they have to go to therapists. So if there are children here in the room, maybe you can also get some ideas with me. The lack of leisure time and the lack of time to have social contacts for fun. When I talking to my husband and we are saying who will get the bread for tonight, that is housekeeping. That is arranging the housekeeping because the bread has to be bought. But then I talk to my husband and it's just at ease for fun. That is really time. That is time that really gives us some energy that we like to do. And so if you see the necklace and you have maybe a sort of leisure time or sleeping time, then we have to look at other parts of our life. For example, the housekeeping. Can we there dismiss some moments and can we there collect an hour or maybe half an hour each day to have more for ourselves? It's not easy because now I'm talking about it and you can just fix it to change things, but it's not that easy. But maybe it can help you if you really say, I'm feeling exhausted, I need some more time for myself to get sleep, to have some relaxation. How can I find it? And that's what we're going to see. And give some ladies. Okay, this is my present for you. I give you 15 minutes. And what can you do in 15 minutes that is really good for you, that you enjoy? What would you do in 15 minutes?
Listening to you.
Listen to me. Oh, yeah, that's so nice. Take a walk. Take a walk.
Take my bike.
A bike.
Exercise.
Exercise.
Sometimes, yeah.
Reading a book. Gardening. Gardening. Having a coffee. So some people, and they're
Take power there.
they take a power nap. That's the secret. Take a power nap, and then you have for the rest of the day more energy, and you can do more. But it works. I experienced it. So if you don't have those 15 minutes a day, then you can have a look. Another exercise is I give you a day.
Oh.
And you don't have to bother on the children. A day free for yourself. And you can choose whether you spend the day with your partner or alone or with a friend. And you can start to think about it. How late will I get up? And then what will I do in the morning and at noon and in the afternoon and in the evening? Just imagine, dream about it. And then sometimes you can integrate it in your life. For example, there was a lady and a mother, and she told me, yes, on the evening I'm watching television, but it doesn't really give me a lot. But if I have a day, I go a day to the sauna, wellness. And then we have 4 sessions with parents. On the third session, she came back. I have my wellness 3 times a week. I stopped looking to television, and then I take a bath and in the book, and I'm there for an hour in my bath. And it is bringing me so much more than watching a program I don't really interested in. So it's a bit ruim, exchange moments with yourself. So even with the green beats, the leisure time, sometimes it's a bit amazing, but sometimes you do things while you're not working or housekeeping or taking care or sleeping, but it doesn't bring you enough. Then you can change it. For example, you go in your bath 3 times a week, and it brings you more. So that's the idea of making choices. And how can you, because if you want to have more time, for example, sleep, you have to take some other routes away. So this is transportation, going from one place to another. This is for a woman who has no child with special needs. So she has a partner and little children. So her care time, it is about 1.5 hours a day. But for some of us, especially also in my case, sometimes it was 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, that I was in the car bringing her to the physiotherapist, and I was waiting there, and also that, and also I was concentrated because they learned me how to work with her, and even at home we work. So then you have to make some choices because it is obliged. You don't have the choice that you go with the child to the therapist. You don't want to do that. So you have to look for other things to do. And ask you, do I really need to do this? Do I really want it? Where is my habits? I was raised by a mother, and she was ironing everything. Everything. Oh, you also do? Yeah, sorry. It's a choice. But if you have lack of leisure time and lack of sleeping time, maybe you can consider to stop or to diminish the ironing. And so when I came in this morning, did you thought, oh, that lady, she should iron more? You can be, I hope, well presented without ironing. So it is a bit habits, we're thinking of habits. I have a friend, and each week she washes all the cupboards in the kitchen. Wow. It's okay if she likes to do it. When I ask some people, what would you like to do when you have a day? They say, I would, that's mine.
Oh, my laundry. Laundry's small.
Is that what you really like? Then do it. But if you hate to do it, so maybe you can go.
Neighbor.
Ask a neighbor. Yes, can someone else do it? The neighbor or your son-in-law
There we go.
or your children. You can also delegate some things to your children. But this here, think about it. What can I do? What don't I? It's not I do it because it's my habit. But maybe it's not necessary. Also, seeing some people, and you have the habit of seeing them every week or every month, is it really valuable for you? Or do you want to a bit reduce the time with them? Not every week, but every 2 weeks. And then you have more time for the two of you. Or to see a good friend you already talked about for ages, but you never have time to have a meeting. And then we have the traditional time management tricks. So I have Linda is now gone. Delegation.
She's delegation.
Here, these are the questions. Can someone else do it, or do I want someone else to do it? Because that's also, we have a lot of thresholds in giving work to do by other people, and especially also taking over the care of the child. That's not always that easy. So we have a checklist, and it was translated to English because not all of our tools are translated in English. For the people from the Netherlands, I have good news. We have an e-learning platform with Kind- and Ziekenhuis, Stichting Kind- and Ziekenhuis, and then a lot of the ideas are integrated in that e-learning platform, and you can use it for free. And so if you want to exercise your Dutch, you can, I invite you also to have a look at the e-learning platform. So the delegation thresholds and stimuli, what encourages you to delegate to other people, a stimulus, stimulans. Yeah. Well, what motivates you to give some tasks to other people? So you have a checklist, and then you can a bit see what are my thresholds, what are very good reasons for me, because also everyone is different. But then you have a better view on it, and then maybe it becomes a bit more easier to delegate something to other people. Yeah, that is voilà. About delegation, my daughter, she's once said to me, your delegation modus habit is one of the most precious gifts you gave to me. Because I never put the wheelchair in and out the car myself. Wherever I was, I just saw someone, because I have a problem. I have to be very careful with my back. Yeah. So I asked just someone who walked by, could you please help me? And I asked a lot of help. I am very used to doing it, and I feel good at it. 2 weeks ago, my house burned down, and the day after, my mother died. So we had 2 terrible weeks because we lost our house and my mother, and there was a lot to do. But yesterday, we found a new house to live in for a year now. And I just, everyone who asked me, can I help you? I always say yes. And I always have an idea. Oh yes, thank you very much. You could do this, or you could do that. Yes, it is a bit in my nature. I was born so. But a lot of, and also my daughter said, as you are so good in asking for help, I don't have difficulties in asking for help because I need a lot of help. I'm very able to do a lot of things, but some other things are very demanding for me. And I can do it, but then I have to rest for hours because I exceeded one of my limits. And so she said, I am so grateful that you showed me that's okay to ask for help. And so one of our professors, she also wrote a chapter in the book, and she said, having trust in other people to take care of your child, that is giving the present of to your child, that there other people can be trusted and that other people can help you. And so delegation, it is not because you are lazy. It is just people like people. There were 10 people coming to clean my new house. 10 people. There was, it was very messy, dirty. So it took 32 hours to clean, but we shared it. And so all people were very happy that they could help us. And that's a bit, if you have a very big threshold to delegate and to ask for help, maybe this can help you, that you give a present at the same time. You can be confident, other people to help. And it's not always. My daughter also, she fell in Leuven, we live at Leuven, and there is a marketplace with all cafes. Pubs. And then she fell down on that place. No one came to help her. And she asked for help, and the people she was there, and she called me, can you come? Nobody is helping me. So we also have the negative experiences, but we also have other experiences. And I will challenge you very much to have another kind of listening. In our workshops, I also say, if someone says to you, can I help you? Can I do something for you? A lot of parents have the nature of the it's going to. And it's a kind of refusing. It's given, but you don't take it and accept it. And so sometimes I challenge parents. Yes, now every time if you have someone ask us, can I help you? We have these little cards with magenta and explaining of what we do. And some people, then they get the little card and you think, oh yes, you can help me. Thank you. What you thinking of? Preparing a meal, doing the transportation of the child to the school once in a month. What would you like to do? And they just noted it down. And it is a bit strange, maybe, but it's working for some parents. And it maybe can help you to have more sleeping time and more leisure. And also, if you if you have special needs, you can use it. So, I will just show you. I have 1/4 of an hour left. I think 10 minutes left. I'll show you just some tools. Because we work in the research group on family quality of life. And it is not about quality of life of the person with special needs. Very important that they have a good quality of life, but it's also about quality of life of parents, of siblings, and of the family as a whole. How can you share good time? What do you really enjoy to do together? And it's not always that easy because you have the visibility of one person and the impairment of one person in the family. But however, how can we have a good family life together? What we all like to share. And sometimes, for example, we went on a family holiday each year, but my daughter Nele, with a special need, she stayed with my mother, while we were away. And it is it's not an easy choice. I was sleeping all the time when she was not with us, until the last time we did it. And I said, yes, Nele, this year you can join us because we changed. 1 year we went without her because she was very impaired. And the other year she came for the family holiday. And I said, yes, this year it's the family, you can join us on the family holiday. She was looking at me and she said, if you really want it, I will join you. But you know that I prefer to stay with Oma. And I had the luck that I had a child who could express that. So that was one of the greatest presents she gave to me, saying it is more than okay that I don't join the family holiday. Because at that time, her older sister, she was free of caring. I was free of caring. My husband was free of caring. And we love caring for her. That's not, but one week every 2 years, it was okay. And she was having VIP arrangement at my mother's house. So sometimes you have to make some choices. So it is not about the fulfillment of individual needs of every member of the family, and also the living together as a family and having a good time. There are several dimensions, and they are here. There's a lot of research done on this topic, and we made of it a small play. You have the 9 domains of what is important, of what can be important for each family member. And then you can just put it in red, orange, green, what is okay, what is less okay, and you can start to talk about. For example, some mothers, they stopped working, and for some it's okay, but for others it is so important going to work that they say, now that's my priority, that I start to work again. And so we did the exercise of the 15 minutes, and having a good quality of life for yourself as a parent, that's also important. And then it's not only about 15 minutes or a day for leisure time, but really have time to do what is important for you. And yes, that can give a better idea for also for the siblings. Siblings can also use the little cards and say what is okay for me, what is not okay, and I would like to change in the coming year. This is one, the family quality of life tool. Then we have the energy lift. So it's a bit, you can just have the drawing. What is your satisfaction level with your life at this moment? And what is your energy level? Sometimes it's the same, but sometimes it's on different levels. And it is, we see here again, we have the pink circle, this is the caring. We have the blue one, the housekeeping, maybe professional career, the yellow one. Sleep is a bit squeezed in between. Leisure, social context is reduced. And so it depends on what is on your shelf and how do you yourself draw it. Is your satisfaction level with the life as you have it very high, and you can draw it very high. But maybe the energy level is very low. You are doing because it's very valuable for you to do a lot of things and to have volunteering work in the municipality and going to work and taking care not only for your child but also for 5 other people, and you're doing a lot. And it's okay if it's okay for you, if that is important for you, just you can go and continue. But when your energy level is very low, then you have to think about it maybe to change. And there are different ways. You can then, that is a strategy. You can reduce or put bigger some balls on your, how do you scale? Yeah. Scale? Ja. Ja. Op je bord zeggen we. On your plate. Yeah. But for example, you also, if you drop the work, will it level your satisfaction? Will it level your energy? Or the opposite? Sometimes by reducing something or dump something, you are even worse than before. So that's it's not only by dropping down, you have to see what does it do. And do I go up by taking this action? Here you have delegation, sharing care, delegate some housekeeping tasks with other people. And then I like this, the Barba Papas. Do you know it in other countries? Barba Papa. They were little figures, and the size and the format changed when they had to go under a door. They became very flat, and they could pass the door. So in the Barba Papa strategy, you just a bit fix it that it has other shapes, that you don't have to reduce something. But for example, if you can go work at home, you do the same amount of hours working at home, but it fits better in your life and the different things you want to do. That's the delegation assessment, and Linda has copies with the thresholds. There are 35 items, and then also the incentives. That was the word I was looking for. And there you have 30 items. So maybe that is a good exercise to see if I want more time to sleep, leisure time, to go to work. And then is delegation one of the ways to make it work. And then you can have a look for yourself. This is our newest tool, the flower of support. And this is the example of Mary. You put the name of the person with special needs. Also, the person, my daughter did it herself. She put her name in the middle of the flower. And then the support needs. And it is not always to the medical care and help with showering, eating, dressing, and all that kind of thing, but also help to figure out what I want to make my life better. So it is all kinds of support needs that you can write down in the white leaves of the flower. And then you can have the picture of how is it nowadays? Who is doing what? Who is helping with what? And then you have mom, dad, sister Amy, nephew Wim, and you have maybe some volunteers and maybe some professionals who take a part of the support that is needed. And you just can do the picture, and then you have a good view on how is it now. You can also do it with all kinds of stuff, and but you see what it gets. And then we use this tool in some workshops with parents. Then we ask mom, take yourself away. Dad, take yourself away. And just imagine that you become in hospital for 6 weeks or 2 months. Who will take it over? And maybe you got some ideas. Why would you wait until you get in the hospital? But it can give you some rest, peace of mind, when you know that it is okay, that the support can take on even when you are not longer there. My mother, I have also a brother with disabilities, with a mental disability and a light physical disability, and he was living with my mother until 2 years ago. They were having a very good life together. My father died 2 years ago, so there were the two of them. And it was okay, but it became too heavy for both of them. They were taking care of each other, but it was not enough. And there was a lot of professional help. There was home support. There was several people coming at home. But then we started to have a look for a solution for my mother. And she went to a hospice, an elderly home. And my brother went to a very open-minded institution where he can live his own life. And where he can leave and come as he wishes. And for my mother, and she was so grateful, she said, no, I know that when I am not longer there, it will be okay for me, because he's happy. He has a happy life. And that is the kind of, it's the first time that I tell it after my mother died, so it's a bit emotional, but this can help you to think about it and to talk about it. And also, for example, for my brother, my brother is named Bart, and he had also transportation. He cannot drive a car, but he said, I want to become less independent in going out. So he asked someone to help him, and he put a bit here to take a train, to go to the train station and buy a ticket and sit on the train at ease. And now he can go to see a friend 50 kilometers further and without being dependent from someone else. So it can also help to have a look on the priorities of the person with special needs. What do I want to learn? What do I want really to get more independent from other people?